Hey everyone, Prof Sales coming at you with another video, and this video today is about the state of my inventory. As many of you know, I've shared my inventory system a few other times, but I wanted to kind of give you an update on where we're at and what our plans are going forward. So let's go into the inventory room. I apologize for the lighting. It's not the best lighting in here, but it should be okay for me to at least point out what I want to show you guys. So this is where I keep all my jeans. This room has 6 of these black fixtures you can see in it. Each of these 6 fixtures has 5 shelves, 2, 3, 4, 5. And each of these shelves can hold 36 jeans. Now what I like to do is I like to stack them 6 at a time. So you can see here I have 6. And basically the way this works is, and I've shown you guys this a few other times, is I have a shelving bin which is A241, and then each jean has a item number on it. So for instance, this is number 850 in shelving unit A241. And basically what I do is I go from lowest to highest. So for instance, this is actually the elusive number, jean number 1, which hasn't sold yet. And here's number 5, which also hasn't sold. And then 7, 11, 850, and then 1000. Now you might say, well, why are those in different order? Well, basically what happens is as I sell down, that creates spots that are open, and then as I list new ones, I have to put those in a spot. So I use whatever's available. Now I try to put jeans in 2 or 3 at a time. Like you can see right here, I have 3160, 3161, and 3162. That does a couple things. One, it just allows me to batch items together as I'm listing them and where they go. But the more importantly, what this does, if you can do it, if for instance, like you can't find item number 3161, but you know where 60 and 62 are, then you can kind of make a guess about to where it should be, for instance. And you say, all right, well, it should be an A444 because I listed it that day, the same day as these two, and it's in between those two. Which means maybe I made a typo here, maybe I put it in the wrong shelf, I put it in A445 or A434, something like that. So I love to kind of batch my inventory together like that, just so if you have an issue, and trust me guys, when you get hundreds and hundreds of listings, you will have issues. You will have items that you cannot find for one reason or another, or not where you thought they were. I have yet to lose a pair of jeans, knock on plastic, but I will say there have been a couple that have taken me a while to find. But I highly recommend that what you do is whatever your bin system is, your inventory system is, if you list just one item and stick it there, you run the risk of not being able to find that item if you made a typo somewhere. And my most frequent typo used to be that I would put the wrong SKU number in the custom labels part of my eBay listing. So then when I go to look for it, it's not where I thought it was. And that created a disconnect sometimes. So I've got a little better about that. I've been copying and pasting that more from my spreadsheet so that I can find it. But as you can see, this room is starting to fill up. I'm about, I think I have 180 spots left, which seems like a lot. But quite honestly, that's like 6 days of listing, basically. So you can see how quickly that will fill this up. So we're going to have to move this soon. This room is about full. There's just no way I can get another fixture in here. I have a closet where I have some other things that I still have to list there and there. But for the most part, I keep most of my, my processing stock downstairs. And I actually have some ties still in this little fixture I got from Walmart. Probably a year ago. So, there's all kinds of things about this room that really have evolved over time, but I can tell you that the system I have now is by far the best system I have, and it's gone through probably 3 or 4 transitions over the last couple years, and that hasn't been always easy. But honestly, I love this system, and I can get in here and I can get to the jeans, even ones that are like here. I'm sorry the light's kind of low, but this has been by far the best inventory system I've had. It's allowed me to keep track of items. It's allowed me to manage the storage efficiently. It's allowed me to add on to it. Each of these shelving units is about usually about $40, maybe a little less at Lowe's or Home Depot. They're Blackhawk is the name of them. I think I've mentioned them before. And now I only buy these ones that have 5. I was buying ones that only had 4, and they had more room in between each shelf. But quite honestly, with 5, I mean, you can see I'm stacking right below the ceiling fan. So you can really go high with these. The only thing I don't like about these is the bottom shelf is really, really low, as you can see. So you really have to kind of get down on the ground to get items down there. But, you know, that is what it is. You know, if I took that shelving unit out and I didn't use the bottom, I would lose 36 spots on each shelving unit, which I'm not prepared to do that. So this is what the inventory room looks like, guys. Now, the reality is, by moving to the room next door, which I'm not going to show you in this video at this moment, but by moving to the room next door, we will be able to get this many items in here again, plus we think 3 more units. So basically we're more than doubling our inventory space without having to move out of the house, because I have looked at having, you know, an office space or a warehouse space, and it's not cheap, guys. You know, it's going to cost, even for a cheap space, you know, $600-700 a month, and that's not including utilities and internet and things like that. So it's not cheap. If I can keep managing this from the house and I can double what I have in here and then some, you know, that means my business size will double and I still don't have to move. Now, is it going to be inconvenient for us to move our main bedroom into here? Sure it is. It absolutely is. But, you know, you've got to make sacrifices for your business, guys, and that's $600 or $700 a month that I'm not spending on an office space or a warehouse space. That's thousands of dollars a year that go right back in my pocket that I don't have to spend yet. After we get past the 2,500 listing part, more or less, we really got to make some hard decisions about where these jeans are going to go, because honestly, as you can see, you can imagine doubling this. It just takes up a huge amount of room. And not to mention, it would be nice to have our inventory, our processing station, our photo station where we ship, our office space. If we had all that together, it would be amazing, because I got to tell you guys, like, I've got to come up those steps every time I got to get a pair of jeans or take a measurement or just put away a pair of jeans. And that's fine, but you got to really start batching your task, or you spend all your time going up and down steps. It's not as efficient as it could be. It takes more time. What's happened to me multiple times is I'm downstairs, I'm processing my orders, and something else will sell. Literally in the moment that I'm processing the orders that have already sold. And, you know, that puts you in this position of like, well, I could wait till tomorrow to ship it, but why not ship it out now and get it out to your customer so you get a great feedback on, wow, fast shipping, you know, same day shipping, right? So I usually do that the best I can, and it would be better if I didn't have to go up and down steps to do that. I know it seems like a small thing, but it's not efficient, and efficiency is time, and time is money. You're trading time for money when you do things like that. So we have to consider what this is going to look like after this, once this business grows. When it's 3 times this size, there is just nowhere in this house to put all these jeans. You know, I mean, I could probably squeeze a little bit more in this room, but I can't put a whole nother fixture in here. There's just no way. I mean, the other thing I could do is I could put these up against the wall, but then you have a stack in behind a stack. And I'm going to tell you guys, as somebody who's done that before, that is not efficient. When you have to move a stack to get to a pair of jeans, you're going to create issues. I had at one time a big fixture over in this corner that actually is deeper than these shelves. It was 2 feet deep instead of 18 inches like these. And I can tell you from personal experience, it was not a great situation. I had more issues with the jeans on that big fixture because I had double stacks that I was having to move a stack to get into a stack than all my other shelving fixtures combined. So having them up against a wall, I mean, if these were shallow, if they were like you know, this deep, just half, and you could put them right up against the wall, that would be fine. But the problem with that is they would be so narrow, they'd be very easy to topple over, especially when you got this much weight on them. When you think about a pair of jeans, I mean, this pair of jeans right here probably weighs maybe a pound, maybe a little more. So you've got anywhere from a pound with women's jeans, just over a pound, pound and a half, to like 2 pounds with a lot of men's jeans. When you've got 36 on there, you've got 40, 50 pounds, even 60 pounds of weight on a lot of these shelves. If you give it a little push, you know, you can see here, I'm just barely pushing this and it's moving. Now it's not going to go anywhere. It's got too much weight to move, but that entire fixture weighs, you know, I don't know, what's 50 times 5, you know, there's 200 and some pounds of weight on that fixture. So yeah, if it gets going, it's going to go tumbling down. And I just see this scene from like a movie where, you know, all the library shelves go cascading down. I can see my shelves doing that one day. So I really can't have narrower shelves. You've got to have a wide enough base so the shelving unit stays firm and secure to the ground. And I think this is about the optimum amount. So again, I don't really want to have a system where I've got this shelving unit like this up against that wall, and I've got to move these jeans to get to these jeans behind it. That just doesn't make sense to me. It's not efficient. You're going to make mistakes. They're going to get mixed up and moved together, and you're going to create more headaches for yourself. So, you know, try to have your inventory in a position where you can get to it easily and efficiently and keep track of it in a system that makes sense to you. This one makes a lot of sense to me now that I've been using it for a while. And now that I can get in and out to both sides of the fixture very easily without having to move anything, it's much more user-friendly. And if I had to explain this to an employee, to someone, and said, hey, here's our inventory system, let me show you how it works, I could do it in 5 minutes, right? I mean, this is not complicated. I'm like, all right, so you're looking for a jean that's in A251. Okay, well, you're going to go here to A251. And these go 521, 252, 253, 24, 23, so on. And all right, now you're looking for jean number 790. All right, let's start at the bottom. 219, 237, 790. See, they go right up in order. So they take these 3 off, pull this one out, and there you go. It's not hard to explain this to someone. It's pretty commonsensical once you've done it for a few times, and it just works for what I'm doing with jeans. Your system might have to be different, but you could do bin spots as well. You could put plastic bins in here and put several items in the bins if you want to just pull the whole bin out and find your item. That would work too. Like you could have like, you know, bin number 1, bin number 2, bin number 3. And they're all on shelf, you know, A. They're in area A, fixture shelf, or fixture 2, shelf 4. You know, so you could still have an A241 and it would just be one big bin. I mean, it would go all the way back. And then in that case, you could put this fixture up against the wall because you've only got one bin in there. On the other hand, if you're selling small items, like say it was jewelry, you might have a small bin right here and you might have another small bin back here. So you could still use 6 spots like this, or 8 spots, or 2 spots, or, you know, and these don't even have to be uniform. I mean, that's the great thing about shelves. You could have 6 spots on this shelf, but maybe only 4 on this one because you need to store some items in bigger bins. I don't know. That might work for you as well. That's the great thing about coming up with a flexible system like this. You can always change it around if what you're sourcing and selling changes as well. All right, guys. Well, listen, I didn't plan for this video to be quite this long, but I just want to give you guys a look and let you see where I'm at. And just kind of what, you know, almost 1,000 jeans looks like. But I will be glad. Hopefully I will hear from you guys on this video. If you liked it, leave me a comment down below or a question about it. I'll be glad to answer it. I've explained this system a couple times, but I just want to give you an update. And hey, hit the like button if you like the content. You got something out of this. I'd appreciate it. It lets me know I'm doing a good job and lets YouTube know I'm doing a good job. All right, guys, well, I think that's going to do it for now. So I'm going to get back downstairs and start some listings so I can fill the rest of these fixtures up. This is Prof Sales saying good sales to you.